Welcome to the More Warhammer channel. My name is Ben, and in today's video, I'm doing another box to board challenge with, drumroll please, thank you, the Dark Angels Deathwing Assault box. How long will it take me to get it done? Stick around to the end of the video and find out. Where are my Dark Angels green? Let's get into this Deathwing Assault box set, shall we? First sprue that I can see is the big lad. I think this is Belial. Yes, this is the Belial character. Straight away, this is going to be a massive model. All the models in this kit are all Terminators. Look at the size of that cloak. Keen to see how big he actually is. Here is the first of, two of the upgrade sprues. So you've got the extra arms for the Terminators. This is one for just a normal Marine. Got a different one there. So again, all this is just to make your Dark Angels Terminators look like Dark Angels Terminators. Yeah, these are the Deathwing Knight Terminators. As you can see, they've got giant shields. They've got tabards. Looking forward to painting them. And then these are the Terminator sprues, which I've done already. That'd be cool to paint them up again, but in a different scheme. Bases. It is unfortunate the fact that in order to play a sub-faction of the Space Marines, you need to buy not only the Space Marines book, but then also their codex as well. I don't know, not a big fan of that. Ooh, this is some old artwork on the cover of this. Doesn't have the gold pages. They're white. Oh. All right now, so let's see. The Lion versus Angron. So unlike my Blood Angels, this faction actually has a living Primarch. Got a lot of named characters. There's Belial. Oh, successor chapters. So you don't always need to paint it exactly how it is in the box. I'm going to because I want to challenge myself. So this is ultimately other ways you can paint your Dark Angels. These are just the data cards. And you got two sets of transfers as well. That is the entire box. Let's get building, shall we?
Should we get it through the back of the box?
This is the back of the box. So let's go. Hello there. If you fancy doing something really nice today, you could subscribe to the channel. And if you're already subscribed, share it with someone who you know who loves Warhammer as much as I do. Not that that's evident. And if you can, give the video a like, drop a little comment. I'd appreciate it. Back to the video. 3 hours, 41 minutes, nearly 42 minutes to build all of these big chunky boys.
That's a sick boy right there!
Now, there's a couple of things I have done with this build, just to make it a little bit easier for myself in this next step, which is obviously the painting step. These boys at the front, they all have these massive shields. Now, I'm leaving them unstuck because trying to paint those once they're on the actual models is going to be a nightmare. So I'm going to leave those unstuck and paint them separately and then glue them on. You'll also see in the back row, none of these Terminators have their heads attached either because I'm going to paint them separately as well. I just find it much easier to paint them on the sprue and then attach them after that. So let's talk about the actual models themselves. Terminators are probably one of the most iconic and one of my favorite looking models in 40k. The little details, so you can see on their pauldrons there, on all the pauldrons, they've got the actual Dark Angels insignia, which is really cool. Some other little details as well that you can see on the models. You also get these little Watcher guys that just look like Jawas. So you get one of those per upgrade sprue, and then this is the one that comes with the Deathwing Terminators as well. So we've got a little squad of 3 of them, which is cool. You're going to probably be on the YouTube channel, by the way, for this. So.
Hold on a second then, let me take off my beauty.
We use this color wheel. This is our thinking. This is a dark brown for the first coat, then another layer of the middle stone, then the light brown, and then I'm thinking layering with the Wraithbone to finish it. Is there anything we can remove from this process to make it less steps, or is that, do you think that's enough?
The dark brown might be just too brown.
Yeah.
It might be unnecessary first though. Like, I always do a test model. That's what I'm doing right now actually with these guys. This is my test model and I'm going to be completed. But the purpose of it is we can get a good idea of what you're going to do for the rest of them. Start with the middle. What's it called? Middle stone? Yeah, that could be a good place to start because they're pretty bright anyway. And I always try to work in group threes. It might just be unnecessary. What you want to do is just do a test portion. So like choose like a leg,
Yeah.
a kneecap even, and just do it on that and then let it dry, have a look at it and come back to it.
Okay, so you guys asked for a painting tutorial. I'm going to give you it. First layer was the middle stone brown like we discussed. I then used some light brown and I added a splash of white into that just to punch it up that little bit more. For the recesses, I used Gilliman flesh thinned down. And for this crest on the chest, I used a bit of orc flesh contrast. For all the red details, I used some Bal red. And then I primed any of the parts that were going to be metal with some Black Legion. On the pauldrons, I used some Apothecary White contrast paint. For the metal details, I used Iron Hands. And then for the little feather details, I actually used Gorgunter contrast as well. I really liked that colour and how it popped against everything else. I then covered the gun casing with Bile Red, and I used a wash of non-oil for any of the metallics and the extra details just to give them a little bit of extra depth. I primed the face with Corax White before layering it up with some Cadian Flesh Tone. I then used some Gulliman Flesh contrast to pull in some of those details before layering up with some Kislev Flesh. So I've done the tester model. I'm now airbrushing all of these models. So currently I've got the 9 Terminators done, and then I'm going to move on to the Deathwing Terminators. Painting process is going to be a little bit more intense. The issue with having such a light color of a model, there's a lot less room for error. Now done one of each of the Terminators. I've got the regular Terminators and then I've got the Deathwing Terminator. I did this guy exclusively off camera because I just wanted to play around with it and get the right scheme so then I can make these guys in the background a little bit easier to paint up. I am really happy with how these guys are looking. Because the model is such a clean model in terms of the lines and stuff, it does make it a little bit slower to paint. So this is going to be probably one of my more challenging videos in terms of the time it's going to take. I'm now going to batch paint the rest. So that should speed up the process. But as I said, I wanted to just enjoy painting these guys up and not make it feel like an assembly line. All right, first step, we have application of Black Legion. So I'm using a larger brush for obviously the larger areas, which you can see here done on all the guns. I'm going to go over those and make sure I've covered them all completely. And then I'm going to go to a smaller brush to get all the finer details. So the exhaust ports, the little tubes in the back, and then all the kind of membranes in between the armor. Nice easy step to get it all started. I have got most of them done now, and then we will cut back to show you the next part. All right, my spine is killing me.
Your spine.
My friend Callum is keeping me company. Say hello, Callum.
Hello, everybody.
Callum's a toy player. Make sure you give him all the love in the comment section. So, I have now done the lion's share. Get it?
Yes.
Thanks. Of the black green part next. Okay, I've now done all of the emblems on the chest with orc flesh. Now we're going to move on to these red shoulder pauldrons. Cam, how are you getting on with your crisis suits?
Doing pretty well. Just getting them slipped on the bases there.
Nice. Can't wait to destroy them. Okay, bye. I did actually use Bile Red on this one, which is that slightly higher pigment red, but I found out that on doing this gentleman, that it meant that I didn't have to actually wash it with non-oil. So, Bile Red also came up with a little bit of a glossy finish to it, which I don't like. So this is the Blood Angel, so I'm going to use that one going forward. So you've been relegated. Nice bar shit, man. Okay, I did say I was going to do the emblem, the Dark Angel's emblem on the shoulder next, but I actually realized that doesn't make sense. I'm going to do the silver next because that means that I can do the red on all of the parts rather than having to go back to it later. So I'm going to do that next. Silver's going to take a while. The silver did indeed take a while. So I thought I have already kind of covered the steps of painting these models up in the previous part of the video. So I thought I would just cut straight to the finish. Here is the squad finished. 15 hours, 11 minutes into the challenge. So the next part is going to be Belial. Mainly because I just want to paint him up.
I do what I want.
And then after that, I've got the 4 Deathwing Terminators to do. On pretty good track for finishing this within 24 hours. I think I will be able to finish it within 24 hours. It's very nice getting those 10 Terminators done. Really, really happy with how they look. I was trying to decide whether to put battle damage onto them or not. At the moment, I'm leaning against not putting on them because I just like that clean look. I feel like they would maybe look after their armor that little bit more and really keep it, tip top. So I'm going to leave it for now. On to Belial. Let's go. Ow. Nearly done. However, he does have this very special sword called the Sword of Silence. As you can see, I've not done anything on it yet because I fancy doing something a little bit different with it. I want it to be, a very unique looking sword. So I'm going to try some something different with it. I've actually been looking up Duncan, different types of weapons to see, just to get some inspiration, and I think I'm going to go something like this. It's supposed to be like a black obsidian blade. So it's already based with black, but I think I might get another layer of black over the top of it, and yeah, we'll see what I can do with it, but I'll give you a bit of an update. I may end up just having to paint it silver, but we'll see. Let's give it a go. Well, I tried, and it's crap, but you don't learn unless you try stuff. Alright, so I'm going to be honest with you guys. I am running out of time on this project. I think we're at 19 hours and 7 minutes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go dark. Angels. I've only got these 4 models left to do. Now these are a little bit more detailed, a bit more intricate than the other ones, but I'm just going to go dark and I'm going to let the time record. I'm going to take the pressure off myself so I can get this done as soon as possible. Next scene you see will be the model reveal. I hope you enjoy.
Grandmaster Belial is a warrior born, a killer whose skill in battle has always stood out, even amongst his post-human brethren. In battle, he wields the Sword of Silence, an obsidian chapter relic that seems to swallow nearby sound. Deathwing Knights are the chapter's ultimate death dealers, their strikes breaking the enemy's backs. They teleport into the heart of the thickest fighting, led by their Knight Masters. After deploying rapidly onto the battlefield via blazing teleport strike, Deathwing Terminator squads pour fire into their enemies with stormbolters and devastating heavy weapons. They engage in brutal melee, tearing them apart with power fists and howling chain fists.
C'est magnifique. Hopefully you enjoyed the video, guys. As I said, I did make an emphasis on trying to show a little bit more of the painting process just from the feedback that I've gotten from the other box to board challenges. I actually worked out how long this video took me to make, and it was over 40 hours. So if you could do me a massive favor, hit that subscribe button. I would massively appreciate it. So I'm an absolute goon, and I forgot to show you how long this actually took me to complete. There you go. Biggest challenge I've done so far. It's taken me the longest. I'm literally editing the video right now, so again, thanks for watching. Bye. The winner for the last video is in the picture right now. Here we go. Make sure you message me and I will get you sorted out. If you want to win a £50 voucher, all you need to do is subscribe to the channel, drop a comment in the comment section below, and let me know what you think of the video. I'm extremely happy with how these guys look, but I'm not gonna lie, it was tough. This was a very tight time schedule. Also would like to say a massive thank you to Games Workshop for sending me this out so I can get it ready for you guys. And as always, thank you very much. Oh, I severely underestimated. Oh, yeah.